JamesGClawson, Level 3 Leadership, Getting Below the Surface. Step into the world of Level 3 leadership, where JamesGClawson casts aside superficial management styles to reveal a profound understanding of leadership that delves below the surface. In this book summary, you'll explore the evolution of leadership through history, highlighting its agricultural roots, bureaucratic origins, and the birth of the information age. You'll also discover how Level 3 leadership goes beyond mere behavior and conscious thought to address deep-seated values, beliefs, and assumptions that truly engage and motivate employees. Prepare to gain invaluable insights into what it takes to be an effective and enlightened leader in today's fast-paced, information-driven world.
Leadership means a different mindset. Leadership does not depend on job titles or offices, but on a unique perspective. Effective leaders ask different questions than administrators, bureaucrats, or followers. They are not afraid to take risks and delve beneath the surface. They seek novel solutions and new information to improve situations. A leader's mindset requires a dedication to understanding underlying issues and taking action to improve them. The true key to the executive suite is having a leader's perspective, one that asks, what do we need to do, and what action can I initiate to improve the situation? 3 major evolutions in the culture of management and labor. The evolution of leadership and management. Economic historians have identified 3 significant evolutions in the culture of management and labor over time. The first was the shift from a hunting society to a farming society, followed by the transition from an agricultural society to the industrial age during the late 18th century. The industrial age evolved into the modern shift, the technological age of information. Effective leaders continue to learn and study trends, data, and new technology to adjust to the demands of the new workplace. The patriarchal society that dominated the agricultural age saw workers perform jobs for nobility. The workplace also exhibited a "father knows best" mentality. This social system did not recognize individual talents or the potential of those born within the so-called lower classes. During most of the 19th and 20th centuries, the workplace was ruled by bureaucrats after revolutions in Europe and America. The power of the office, bureau, in French, replaced the power of the aristocrat. Employees operated with a "the boss knows best" mindset within this structure. This working world revolution created fixed operating policies, which established some rights for employees. It gave birth to middle management and tiers of administrators but also produced cumbersome bureaucracies laden with procedures, office holders, and paperwork. The information age flattened the bureaucratic structure. The speed of information technology prompted the need for nimble leaders and decision-makers who could move beyond the borders of bureaucracy. The modern workplace is more diverse, global, and ethereal. Middle managers and their policies have lost power, which now accrues to people with in-house expertise and key information. This class of leadership constantly shifts based on industry conditions and the needs of specific projects. But the new mantra remains consistent: the information experts know best. Leaders need strategic planning and constant education about innovations to preside over this borderless organization. The book delves into leadership more profoundly and outlines how one can become a better leader rather than just learn more about it. The book is essential for leaders who need to adapt to the ever-changing workplace and learn how to effectively manage people at all levels. 4 pillars of corporate leadership. The essence of true leadership lies in mutual respect, ethics, and strategic vision. Leaders, like baseball managers, must create a sense of trust and team commitment to inspire their staff. Corporate leadership is defined by a 4-pointed field: the leader, the project or task, the staff, and the organization. The leader at the top must create results, profits, and progress, using their personality, energy, education, vision, and experience. Senior managers must evaluate competitive pressures, financial alternatives, and hiring procedures to achieve defined benchmarks and targets. Leaders must develop skills to identify, evaluate, and work with a mosaic of conditions and people. They must also assess and respect the personalities, skills, values, and education of their workforce and understand the internal culture of their organization, as shaped by its personalities, procedures, and management structure. Success as a leader depends largely on individual qualities, and to lead, one needs people to follow. The hierarchy of leadership. In the book, the Level 1 leadership style is described as an outdated approach that sees employees as machines to be programmed. Such managers focus only on visible behavior and enforcing corporate values, but fail to connect with their team on a deeper level. This leads to a culture of disengagement and mediocrity. In contrast, Level 2 leadership recognizes the importance of conscious thought, while Level 3 leadership delves into deep values, beliefs, and assumptions. Effective leaders in Level 3 seek to engage, stimulate, and motivate their employees by understanding their own thinking and values. Genuine leadership. Effective leadership is not manipulation but involves respecting moral, ethical, and legal issues. Truth-telling, honesty, fulfilled promises, fair procedures, and mutual respect are the cornerstones of ethical leadership. Weak leaders resort to coercive manipulation, presenting lose-lose options. Ethical leaders never manipulate but influence through addressing people's values and beliefs. Manipulation is wrong, immoral, and unethical, even in corporate matters. If one is unwilling to tell the truth, they can't lead people. The genuine leader elevates Level 3 leadership to higher ground by respecting moral values, and not resorting to manipulative tactics. The Two Strands of Destiny. Every individual's existence and development are shaped by two basic strands of destiny, their gene pool and their individual environment. The color of our eyes to our predisposition for certain traits such as depression, anger, and disorder are attributed to our gene pool. The nurturing and values we receive, on the other hand, sculpt our individual environment. These two factors are constantly at play in every person, and it creates a complex workplace for leaders. Level 3 leaders understand these factors, engaging and motivating their employees, while organizations that lack such insightful leadership often result in disgruntled employees leaving. Crafting novel hiring methods. The success of any organization is heavily dependent on its hiring policies, as it shapes its competitive position. Companies are now opting for innovative ways of cultivating their hiring decisions. Technical proficiency is no longer the sole criterion for a successful hire, with social and team skills gaining just as much recognition. As a leader, it's imperative to keep these changes in mind while recruiting and training new employees, and shaping company culture. The roadmap to effective leadership. Effective leadership involves a process of learning that follows 6 signposts. Firstly, identify your center, know yourself and your values. Secondly, name the possibilities, identify your goals and values. Thirdly, define participants' roles, identify what you expect of your team and how they can help. Fourthly, provide support with technology and resources, and regularly give feedback. Fifthly, be relentless in creating and nurturing long-term goals and renewing enthusiasm. And lastly, measure and applaud progress, offer rewards that support your lasting objectives. Remember, leadership is not about seeking titles or power, but meeting lasting goals and visions.
Level 3 leadership is a groundbreaking and eye-opening journey through the core of effective leadership. Combining an in-depth understanding of history and evolving management styles with an unapologetically ethical and values-driven approach to shaping modern leaders, this book summary leaves you with crucial takeaways. Clawson makes it clear that true leaders don't manipulate, instead, they foster mutual respect, trust, and commitment among their employees. By understanding their own values, developing strategic vision, and acknowledging the unique talents and challenges of their workforce, leaders are better equipped to shape an organization that thrives in the information age. Remember, it's not about what you know, it's about how deeply you consider the impact and potential of your leadership.